Well, hey everybody, I'm John Ritlin. This is my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Destruction in Kobe event. Pretty noteworthy stuff, including the aftermath of the main event that I'll get to here in a bit. And it's building nicely to King of Pro Wrestling, which looks to be a championship showcase. That's going to be a whole lot of fun, taking place in 3 weeks. And I should be able to review that one live, even though it's on a Monday, because I believe it takes place early enough in the day. I do work earlier on Mondays. Want to make mention that if you notice, I didn't review any of the Road to Destruction shows. And if you see a reduction in, Road to Insert, like Power Struggle or other ones, if you see a reduction in Road to shows, for this year and in next year, do not worry. I am not giving up on New Japan, but it comes down to a few factors. One is time. I'm simply working a whole lot and I do need some sleep. And also to avoid burnout. I review a ton of wrestling. I review New Japan, WWE. I'm going to be reviewing AEW. I'm reviewing a lot of stuff. And I'll update this in more detail in a channel update video, but I just wanted to make mention of that. Do not worry. I will not give up on New Japan. I do love New Japan. I love the fact you guys tuned in. So let's just get right on with this review, running down the card and the end of the Destruction tour. It was a pretty good tour. I did keep up on the results. And we have Kevin Kelly, Chris Charlton, Gino Gambino on commentary. And we have Nakanishi, Michael Richards, not that one, and Alex Coughlin. I thought it was Coughlin. Apparently, he told Kevin Kelly it's Coughlin. And I almost said Coughlin again. But they took on Yuji Nagata, Yuya Uemura, and Yota Tsuji. Good stuff. You had 4 young lions here, 2 from the LA dojo, 2 from the New Japan dojo that were not in the running to win the Young Lions Cup. The vets start off, it was really nice. You even had Yuji and Nakanishi battling a little bit later. Yuya, Michael Richards, again, not the comedian, battling, and then we get chops from Alex. We get Yuya getting beat up a bit. Nakanishi landing very awkwardly on a splash. I really hope Nakanishi retires at some point. He's a legend, no doubt, in Japan, but I'm a little bit worried because that guy, I mean, it's worrying. Nagata can still go. Nagata could probably go another 5 years if he really wanted to. I don't know if he will. A nice exploder where Nagata tosses Nakanishi. Alex and Yota get in. They have some more chops. Yota gets a giant swing and taps out Alex with a Boston Crab. That was a pretty nice match there. Then we get Clark Connors and Ren Narita. If Ren Narita won this match, then he would have to hope that Shota Umino would lose. Well, what happened is Ren Narita lost. So that pretty much ends all that right there. There was some good mat wrestling, a nice chop exchange. It's a great arm focus by Clark. Some more chops and a Boston Crab by Clark taps Ren Narita. Good match. These Young Lion Cups matches only had a 15-minute time limit, and so the longest they'd probably go was 14 minutes. This is a nice little quick match, but some good wrestling and really nice to see where the future of New Japan is going to be in both New Japan and the LA Dojo. Just these guys are really working hard, and I can't wait to see where they go in the future. We then get Shota Umino versus Carl Fredericks, Young Lions Cup match. Really, really cool to actually see, all 4 of those guys in the previous match and in this match at the Super J Cup in Tacoma. That was really cool. Carl Fredericks was even talking to some of the people around ringside because he was one of the seconds, and that was really, really cool. And then you had Shoto, who probably got the loudest pop there, or one of the loudest pops besides Red Shoes, is shooter. That was pretty cool. Anyway, nice shoulder focus by Shoto. We got some good chops. Great series of cross arm breaker attempts by Shoto. German suplex for 2. Carl comes back though and suddenly gets a single leg crab and really wrenches down on it and taps Shota Umino. Carl Fredericks is the Young Lions Cup winner. That's a good thing. Shota didn't need this. Carl getting this, it shows they have faith in him, and he is a really, really tall, physically impressive athlete. Can't wait to see what he does in the future. And Shota, his stock's just going to continue to rise. He looks frustrated. I think we could get him and Mox. If we could get him and Mox in World Tag League, I'd love to see it. I don't think so because Mox is coming off that injury, that elbow injury where he's recovered basically from it, but he is competing at King of Pro Wrestling. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, we then get, Shoto was very upset afterwards, but we'll see where that goes. We then get Toa Henare, Makabe, and Honma versus Bad Luck Fale, Yujiro Takahashi, and Chase Owens. Henare with some heavy chops, right off the bat. We get, the falling headbutt to Kokeshi from Honma. It makes everybody happy except Honma's neck. Fucking Christ, Honma, why do you hate your neck? Not as much as Ibushi and Naito, but I digress. Hanma gets beat up. I'm shocked. I'm not. I like Hanma. I respect Hanma. I'm glad he's back in the ring. I'm glad he's able to have a good quality of life. It's just, of course, he's going to get beat up. Whenever he's in a match, he could be, it could be a 12-person tag, and he would be the one getting the shit beat out of him, unless there's like a young lion in there. Anyway, we get Makabe, and he battles with Bad Luck Fale, big old power exchange and stuff like that. Honora gets back in really continuous series of corner clotheslines. And as Kevin Kelly pointed out, he's going to owe Rocky Romero a lot of money because of like the forever clotheslines, that kind of stuff. But the crowd was really getting into it with Honora. He's really winning them over, has been winning them over for a number of months. I hope he's in World Tag League with either Makabe or get Jeff Cobb there and have Jeff Cobb and Toa Honora in World Tag League. Since I guess apparently they are doing that this year. I heard they weren't going to do it this year, and I was a little bit disappointed. So if they do that, I may watch it, and I may just not review all of it, but we'll see. Everybody gets in, but in the end, Chase's package pile driver pins Hanare for the 1-2-3, and Kevin Kelly says, Hanare is stiff after the package pile driver. Okay, whatever you want to see, Kevin, that's fine. But no doubt Honora was upset. I think we're going to get Fale and Chase in World Tag League, should they do it this year. That's going to be very interesting. Commentary did mention it, so I guess maybe they have decided to do it. I do kind of hope they reduce the number of nights, because I think if I remember right, World Tag League went like 15, 16 nights. Reduce it down to 12. And just have more tag matches every show, and you would and it would avoid burnout. I mean, that's my opinion. You don't need to make it almost as long as a G1. As great as tag team wrestling is, maybe this will be a good way to showcase it. But moving on. Now we get to a match that really never even started. You had Jushin Thunder Liger, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tiger Mask, and Rocky Romero versus Minoru Suzuki, Zack Sabre Jr., Kanemaru, and Doki. This literally was just to build more of Liger versus Suzuki, because you had Liger race down and attack Suzuki during his entrance. They've been having basically this blood feud. Minoru Suzuki recently removed Jushin Thunder Liger's mask. Everybody was pissed to see that, including Liger himself, including cutting a promo while a bunch of, New Japan Dojo and LA Dojo shirts are around him, and he's cutting a promo in t-shirts because Liger can just do that and make it look cool. So he does the brawl. There's brawl everywhere and everything. Suzuki gets a table in there, gets a chair, cracks Liger over the head, and then Liger, when he comes to, gets pissed. And he's wearing a silver mask. I go, okay, has a little more silver on there. Liger takes the mask off voluntarily. You're like, what the fuck? Why is he doing this? He has body paint on. It is the darker side of Jushin Thunder Liger, Kishin Liger. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god. Everybody just popped. Everybody popped. This is the first appearance of Kishin Liger since 2012, and the first time it appeared, he appeared with his darker persona was in a match against Great Muta, I believe in October of 96 in that same building. So, holy shit, it's Jushin Thunder Liger with face paint. He even he attacks Suzuki, gets a spike out. And tries to ram it at Suzuki, but gets it through the table, and then throws that table with the spike at Suzuki. A much more vicious Jushin Thunder Liger, and he even attacks Tanahashi. He's attacking everybody. He's just pushing everybody out of the goddamn way. He's like, get out of my way. I want to get him. So, yeah. He maintains his identity by going absolutely batshit insane over another batshit insane old man. Holy shit. Please put this on King of Pro Wrestling. Give it 20 minutes and make it a goddamn blood feud. I don't think they can wait till Wrestle Kingdom with this. I don't think they can. It's going to have to be at King of Pro Wrestling. Unless they want to wait till Power Struggle. I mean, they could. You could wait for that, but then who do you put Liger against after that? Because it's going to be a retirement thing. There's no doubt they can't wait till Wrestle Kingdom. I don't know. I mean, I know New Japan does long builds with their feuds. They've done it for a while, but I just don't think they can wait with this. And I don't know where you're going to slide in on the Wrestle Kingdom card unless you put it like third from the top. Because this is a really good feud. It's a feud I didn't know I want until they started feuding. And Kishin Liger, holy shit. If I mispronounce any of this stuff, I apologize. I struggle with the Japanese language. Anyway, Chaos versus Bullet Club. Chaos represented by Roppongi 3K, Sho and Yo, Tomohiro Ishii, Will Ospreay, and Yoshihashi versus the Bullet Club members Kenta, Guerrillas of Destiny, Taiji Ishimori, and ELP. Kenta as a blonde weirds me out. I don't know why. Bullet Club takes it outside instantly. Kenta and Yoshihashi seems like we're going to get that match at King of Pro Wrestling possibly. ELP and Ospreay have a tangle since they're going to be facing off for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship at King of Pro Wrestling. I'm saying King of Pro Wrestling so much, I might want to come up with a different name, but well, oh well. Guerrillas of Destiny, Roppongi 3K, they tangle. Everybody gets in. Ishii just starts tossing people around at one point, and Yo pins Tangaloa after pinning Tama Tonga at the most recent Big Destruction show. Holy shit, we're getting that. We're getting that match at King of Pro Wrestling, no doubt. And Sho and Yo will probably lose in 7 minutes. I hope not, because that's what happened in Dallas. But they've been the IWGP heavyweight tag team champions, both of them. Yo did. So Sho's probably going to take the fall. If Sho and Yo managed to win, I would be shocked. I mean, Guerrillas of Destiny have held on to those titles for a while, but at this point, you might as well just have them lose them at Wrestle Kingdom to somebody. But anyway, so we then get cane usage from Guerrillas of Destiny to get their heat back because Jado, Master Heater, as Kevin Kelly calls him, gave him the cane, and I'm just doing this as the stupidest cane shots ever. But yeah, fun match for what it was. Really difficult to put these guys in right after, Jushin Thunder Liger presents Kish and Liger for the first time in a while. So holy shit. But good on these guys. It was a nice, quick little match, had its moments, and built some good feuds, and added more to matches that we're going to see in 3 weeks. And then we get Okada, Ibushi, and Robbie Eagles, 2 members of Chaos, and Ibushi, who creates chaos on his own neck, versus Sanada, Ibushi, and Evils. Hype for Okada and Sanada at King of Pro Wrestling. It's entirely possible that 50% of my words have been King of Pro Wrestling here. The crowd was very split between these guys. Robbie got targeted. I'm not really shocked there. Ibushi and Evil tangle. Ibushi and Evil are actually going to have a match there also, or at least down the line, because Evil beat Ibushi in the G1, so he gets, much like Kenta, he gets a chance to take that title shot away from Ibushi, like Kenta did, but Kenta didn't succeed. And Evil ain't succeeding either. I mean, I'm sorry, he's not. It's going to be a good match, though. Some heavy strikes, Okada and Sanada get in again, then we get Robbie in, everybody gets in, Skull End taps out Robbie, and then Okada, Sanada, and Evil and Ibushi have a bit of a brawl, so that's not, Okada kept trying to actually do a drop kick, while Sanada was doing the spinny thing on Robbie. That didn't work, for the Skull End. And then he kept missing drop kicks afterwards, in the post-match, brawl thing, to hype up the car, or hype up, the future card. So that's nice. Okada's winning. They're not giving Sanada the title. It's going to be a good match. They've always had good to great matches. Okada ain't losing there. I might do a King of Pro Wrestling predictions, possibly once they announce the whole card. And hopefully they will sometime after the Fighting Spirit Unleashed tour, which it's a brief tour. It's in New York, Philly, and Boston, I believe. And those will be on demand at some point. Maybe I'll review them. Who knows? If you guys want me to review the Fighting Spirit Unleashed shows, leave a comment, and if I have a chance, I will do that. Then we get Goto and Shingo Takagi. Hiroki Goto, Shingo Takagi, all the goddamn strikes, a bunch of no-selling at times. Really heavy, hard-hitting match. The idea was, okay, could Shingo overcome Goto, who had a pretty good G1, but since Shingo had beaten Goto in the G1, what the hell was going to happen? Were we going to get a repeat? We didn't get a repeat. We got some dueling strength and strike exchanges, a lot of clothesline. Shingo did take over for a while, hitting Goto on the apron, as we know, the hardest part of the ring. Goto does storm back with a huge superplex. We get some no-selling with a few big moves and everything. Nice clothesline exchange, made in Japan, where, it's a twisting move. The Shingo does 1-2. Yushi by Goto. Big ol' pumping bomber soon after from Shingo. That didn't work. Headbutt exchange. GTR 1, 2, 3. Shingo losing isn't the worst thing in the world. I think because Goto is much in the same position as Ishii, maybe a step below, and that's nothing against Goto. I'm talking about on the roster. Goto winning here isn't the worst thing in the world. Shingo got his moment beating him in the G1, knocking him out. Goto getting his revenge here was fine. You want to build to a third match at some point, maybe a power struggle or something, have Shingo win there, that's fine. 3-match programs don't ever hurt. And Goto winning here isn't the worst thing in the world, because Goto's like what, in like, I think is like, he's either 40 or in his very early 40s. Shingo is 36, 37, I believe. Shingo is new to New Japan. He is not new to wrestling. So this is a nice way to use these guys properly without having them lose in a title match yet. Shingo will get his opportunities and will no doubt get a chance to be, fight for the never openweight title and fight for other stuff at some point. Goto gained the win, didn't have a problem. What I did have a problem with was this next match, and not because of a new champion. It was Tetsuya Naito versus Jay White, IWGP Intercontinental Championship. My problem is New Japan wrote themselves into a corner here. If Naito won, where does it leave Jay White? If Jay White won, where does it leave Naito? Because we only have basically 3 months until the road to Tokyo Dome shows are done, and I think even those are done in early, second week of December. So, 2.5 months. Where does this leave Naito is my question. Okay, as for the match, the crowd was, of course, cheering Naito. Of course, they were. Jay stalls Naito with some mind games. Ring post spot from Jay soon afterwards. His distraction keeps, beating up Naito's back. Naito does come back, focusing on the neck of Jay. That was a pretty good move. We have spiked DDT by Jay, draping DDT off the ropes. He taunts him a bit. We get some good momentum switches. A big super hurricanrana off the ropes. More apron spots. Apron bomb by Jay. Once again, if you don't know, the apron is the hardest part of the ring. The announcers only mention it a few times. I mean, maybe not here, but other promotions. Uranagi for 2. We get, a 25-minute. It went about 30 minutes, or it went just about 30 minutes, because 25 minutes passed and we still had some more. Referee gets a bit distracted, and then a chair to Naito. Gato kind of, with a little more symbolism, like when he turned on Okada last year at Destruction in Kobe. Boy, what a memorable show that was. And that's kind of the problem. They couldn't follow up compared to last year's. There was a Kiwi Crusher for 2. Naito does come back. Destino kept being countered. He sort of hit one, but it didn't work well enough. There were some counters aplenty. Gato was actually taken out when Naito did an DDT, got off the ropes and kicked Gato away. So Gato went into the guardrail, but Naito couldn't get the victory. Suddenly, Blade Runner out of nowhere, 1, 2, 3. So Jay White is new Intercontinental Champion. Now I just wonder where this leaves Naito. That being said, Jay's mocking the crowd for leaving. Apparently, fans were leaving in droves because they focused right on the ring. They weren't doing a ton of crowd pans because apparently there were a lot of people leaving, or at least according to commentary. I mean, I don't know. I didn't see. Maybe they were just leaving on the side where the camera was shooting from. But Jay's mocking the fans and does the whole, mocking in Spanish, that kind of stuff. And then Goto comes down. Now, Goto had lost to Jay White, I believe, in April. I think it was it wasn't Wrestling Tentaku. I think it was Sengoku Lord. But he lost to him at some point and then beat him in the G1. And that was when Jay White had 3 straight losses to Chaos members in the G1. So they're 1-1. So the idea, or at least this year. So the idea here is that Goto came down after beating Shingo and was like, you know what? I want to take this title from you. So we're probably going to get that at King of Pro Wrestling. Now, I'll say this, if Goto somehow manages to win, he won't. But if he somehow manages to win, that's going to throw a wrench in there, and then maybe you get Jay White, want to have a blood feud with somebody. Goto winning the title wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. The problem is then you'd be hot potatoing the title around. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But King of Pro Wrestling is going to set the tone for what happens with Power Struggle and, for World Tag League and that kind of stuff. It's going to be very interesting. I'm going to say overall a B, the Kishin Liger appearance, new Intercontinental Champion, Goto and Shingo. The problem is some of the rest of the card was kind of a wash. And it's not knocking. That's not knocking the talents at all. But I'm going to say B overall. And the reason that I kind of went a bit longer on this, if you notice in my Beppu and Kagoshima reviews that I slammed together were only about this long, combined, is because A, I had to get to work and I wanted to get through those. I'm going a little more in depth on this because I see such potential with the King of Pro Wrestling card, and I really hope it's good. And yeah, I'm going to be reviewing that one. If I have to be late for work by a couple minutes, maybe I will be. Anyway, so B, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritland. I'll see you soon.